Good morning. It is Saturday, the 2nd of December. Our reading is from Micah 5:2. But you, Bethlehem Ephrathah, least among the clans of Judah, from you will come out of me one to be the ruler in Israel, one whose going forth are from old, from days of eternity. This is so much truth packed into this. Of course, what's the most amazing about this are two things. One, that these predictions, these prophecies, were made hundreds of years before the fact. In fact, the Jewish leaders of Jesus' day, when Herod asked, knew that the Messiah was going to be born in Bethlehem. And the other thing that's both interesting and sad is with these kinds of ultimate proofs that demonstrate Jesus as exactly who he says he is, that most of the Jewish people have rejected the teachings of our own prophets, and that the focus on through Christmas is Jesus being born in a manger and how humbling that was. And yes, but I think it misses the real point. For God to take on the form of his creation, the incarnation itself was the ultimate statement of humility. Whether the humbleness is for our benefit and understanding that for God, whether he was born in a palace or born in a stable, that all was equally humble. But for us, so that we understand the picture, is why he chose to be born in a manger, in a stable, because he came in the incarnation as a servant, as a humble person from humanity's expectations. It's in his second coming that he comes as a king to judge, to bring destruction on the unrighteous, to rule for 1,000 years. But for God to become one of his own creation is the ultimate statement of humility, no matter how it was carried out. So, and the other interesting thing is, which is an important reminder for us today, is that God really is in control, because he literally turned the whole Roman Empire upside down simply to get one poor couple from Nazareth to Bethlehem. Now, could he have done it any other way? Less spectacular, of course. But he was making a point here. This is the focal point of all history, round one, the incarnation. And whether people want to say BCE, before Common Era, which is nonsense, it's BC, before Christ, or AD, I don't know what the heck they redefine that as, Anno Domini, the year of the Lord. I may have mispronounced that. It's been years since I studied Latin. The fact is that that was the most important point in history up to that point. The next most important point in history, not for us it's Christ coming to take us out of here, but for the world, is the second coming. The rapture is not the second coming, that's getting us out of the way, so that 7 years later will be the second coming, when Christ comes to earth to rule. So in this season, we're looking at him as an infant who came to die on a cross. But remember, the cross overshadows the cradle, and the king is the fulfillment of the cross. So have a blessed day. Have a great Lord's Day tomorrow. And everything being equal, I'll see you then.